My topic is half human, the anatomy of human personality. Do you realize that you are all spirits listening to me? Yes, human beings are simply spirits that has body and have soul. Spirits that live inside a body and have soul. That is called human being. And I can prove that to you. I will prove it to you because, of course, there's somewhere in the Bible, I think Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, where Bible was commissioning, God was commissioning Jeremiah, who was supposed to be a prophet. He told him, before you were conceived in your mother's womb, I knew you. Have you read that before in your Bible? Good. I knew you and have destined you to be a prophet. The question is, if God knew who Jeremiah was before the spermatozoa and the ova come together to form the zygote that produced Jeremiah, if he knew him before that, the question is, who was Jeremiah? Jeremiah was a spirit that doesn't have a body. It was after conception that he now have a body and entered into some fresh and begin to speak and do all the things that we do. Am I speaking to you? So every human being is simply a spirit. So you are not your body, you are not your soul. You understand? You are rather a spirit, just that you have a body and you have a soul. Is that clear? That's why even in Romans chapter, I think Romans 12 or so, where the Bible said, present your body as a living sacrifice. If I ask you to present your phone to me, present your phone. You are now presenting your phone, meaning that you are not the phone. You are someone else presenting the phone. If I ask you present your body, that means I'm speaking to somebody that is not your body. Am I talking to you now? Human beings are made of what? Spirit, soul, and body. And if you are going to be successful in life, you must give attention to these three aspects of human race. Am I talking to you? I want you to study with me. Let's look at the anatomy of human personality. The first thing I would like you to understand today is that every human being is a spirit that lives inside a body and have a soul. Are you with me? And the success of the human race is going to be dependent on the way you give attention to these three aspects of human being. If you do not give attention to them as you ought to, I want to tell you, some of your success is going to be impaired. Am I speaking to you? If human being is simply spirit that have a soul, it then simply calls for attention to each of these aspects of human race. Let me start with the spirit. The spirit actually have three compartments. What do I say? The spirit is divided into three compartments. The first compartment of the spirit you have is what we call the umpire. What do I call it? The umpire. The umpire has to do with your conscience. It has to do with the aspect of you that knows what is right and wrong, even without being taught. It is the umpire of Joseph Jacob, you remember in book of Genesis, that made him to say, I am not going to commit adultery with my master's wife. Do you realize that at that point when that boy was saying that thing, there was no written law against adultery? Hello? There is no written law against adultery, but something inside of him, which is the conscience or the umpire, is trying to let him know that there is an aspect of your spirit that recognizes what is wrong and what is right. Am I speaking to you? It simply helps us to understand that some questions that we ask about what is right and what is wrong is irrelevant in some cases. Because inside of you, even before you begin to raise the question whether this is wrong, this is right, is it wrong, something inside of you is telling you that it is wrong, but it just needs somebody to justify it for you. Do you understand me? For you to ask whether, look at my dressing, is there anything wrong with my dressing? Something I've already told you that your dressing is wrong, but you are just looking for somebody to give you a pass mark. Go ahead and There's nothing wrong with your dressing. Do you understand me? You know that your decision at that point is not right. But you just, am I the only person doing it? Yes, you may not be the only person doing it, but something inside of you, called the umpire of your spirit, is telling you that this is wrong and this is right. That's why I tell you, a half human being is that human being that doesn't give attention to all these three aspects of their life. Some persons give attention more to their body. If you give attention to your body and not your soul, you will not fulfill to the maximum your full potential. If you give attention to your spirit and you don't give attention to your soul, you are going to perform less than you should. You will not be able to maximize your personality. Are you following me? And if you give attention to your spirit and your body and you don't give attention to, if you give attention to your spirit and your soul and you don't give attention to your body, you are going to be like Elijah, who died, but his bone was able to raise dead. In other words, Elijah died without unleashing his potential. Inside of him are still things that are still active that the bone could be able to raise to death. Are you following me now? What I'm trying to tell you is that these three aspects of human race need to be given maximum attention. Am I speaking to you? It is the aspects of life. The second aspect of the spirit, I told you that spirit is divided into three compartments. The second one is called intuition. What do I call it? Intuition. Now, the intuition is the aspect of your spirit that recognizes and understands what is right. Are you following? Intuition. Intuitions. Intuitions. Are you there? It is the aspect of your spirit that understand instinctively without being told what is good and what is bad. Without being told. There is a research conducted by white men. They said they want to seek for the source of evil in man. And they give birth to a child and lock this child up from the day he was born. You have never seen any human being. He didn't communicate with anybody. They just isolate him. He didn't go to school. Nobody taught him anything. He was just growing. Only thing is that they find a way of supplying food so that he won't die. You understand? Until this boy is about 13 years. You understand? Then the first day he ever saw the light of the day, he came out, he saw a list word. He, he looked around to see if somebody see it. Nobody see him. He stole his list watch. Now, they are concluded by saying that evil is innate in man. That, of course, there are so many things you do that are not good that nobody taught you to do it. Is that correct? Yes. Nobody taught you. But something inside of you make you to begin to acquire such character. Now, intuition is the aspect of you that will be able to understand without being told. Instinctively, you will be able to understand good reasoning and bad reasoning. Things that are ordinate and things that are inordinate. Are we following it now? And then the last part of your spirit is the worship compartment. That is the aspect that communes with the divinity. Following? Aspect that communes with the divine. For every human race, no matter your religion, there is something beyond this physical that controls human race. Are you with me? Whether you believe it is God or you believe it is some other things. But the point is that there is what we call the metaphysics beyond the physical realm that controls human. And for us that are Christians, it is divinity, it is God. Do you understand? That aspect is the part that communes with the divinity. Are we together? Then the second aspect of human race, the second one that makes human being, I said is what? The soul. Are you with me? The soul actually have four compartments. The soul have what? Four compartments. Number one is called the mind. The mind. Number two is called your will. And number three is your emotion. And number four is your intellect. Your mind controls almost everything that happens to you. Like I told you the other time, The organ of movement is not your leg, it is actually your mind. If I ask you to stand up, you'll be standing with your leg, perhaps, and you feel you are standing with your leg. But the point is that if I give you that instruction, stand up, and in your mind, you refuse not to obey me, your leg wouldn't get up. Is that correct? Meaning to say that what controls the hand and the leg is actually the mind. Your hand and leg are simply accessories that respond to the impulse of the mind. The major organ of movement, the major organ we have is the mind. Are we together? And whatever happens to your mind will determine how far your life will go. There are some of us that doesn't give attention to the development of the mind. I can tell you, you are going to get a result to the proportion of the development that goes on into your mind. The unfortunate thing about the mind is that it does not work to the fullest until it is developed. Just like a farmland, no matter how rich it is, can never be productive without cultivation. Are we together? If your mind is going to be functional, you need to take out conscious effort and time to train the mind. And one thing I have also discovered about the mind is that the more you develop the mind, the more its capacity increases. For example, there are information I'm going to give you now, just like what I'm saying is making sense to some persons, but to some others are not making sense. You understand? To some others, it's a normal thing. But some persons are going to use this to make a lot of things in their life. Now, what is the difference? The difference is on what their mental programming is before now, because you need knowledge to process knowledge. You're not getting what I'm saying. Are we together? You need knowledge to process knowledge. If I speak Chinese language and you don't understand Chinese language, you will not know what I'm talking about. Why? In your mind, you have not pre-installed a software that will decode the Chinese. Are you with me? The same is true about your mind. There are certain information that when you receive it, it makes no sense to you. Why? You don't receive such information before. You don't have commensurate software in your brain that can process that. That's why I told you some time ago that my aim or my goal is actually to format your brain and to put another new software. Because actually, there are software running in your brain that are not correct. We inherited from our parents and our society. And so long as the definition is wrong, the application is going to be wrong. Are you with me? In the other side, I spoke on the last talk show. I talked about money rituals. By the way, let me ask you that question. What do you understand by money ritual? Whenever killing somebody to make money, right? Good. Whenever you hear the word money ritual, one of the most thing that comes to your mind, just like you mentioned now, is killing for money, shedding blood for money. But have you ever taken time to check the root word for rituals? Ritual simply means rite, routine, things that are done regularly according to prescription. That is ritual. If I say money ritual, I am referring to things that you need to do on a regular basis that will bring money and not killing people, because money ritual has nothing to do with killing people. Why do I brought up this? I am bringing up this to tell you that once the definition is wrong, the application is going to be wrong. Are you following? If you don't define life principle very well, you cannot live life very well. Do you understand it now? So long as your definition is wrong, I want to tell you that the application is going to be wrong. Do you understand it now? That's why I'm talking about the mind. You need to pay attention to the information you expose yourself to. Are you with me? That's why the major organ of movement, of activities in your life is the mind. The major sex organ you have is the mind. No matter how, let me use that as example. No matter how sexual urge you feel, I don't think you'll be moved to a madman. Is that correct? Is it because she's not human? No. But because your mind will first of all accept before your other part will follow. Do you understand me now? The mind is the sole initiator, and the method is like the CPU, the central processing unit, that processes every aspect of your life. So every aspect of human endeavor is governed by the product and content of their mind. Do you need progress? You need to develop your mind. Are you with me? You see, some of us need to want progress, we want success, even in this academic pursuits, this exam that we are preparing for. Yes, you want to succeed, But the point is that how many information are you exposing your mind? One of my mentors said, if you want to make money and you do not give enough money to learn about money, you will not make money. You understand? If you don't spend on learning about money, you may not make money. If you want to pass exam, what do? You study your book. Is that not? You want a good relationship, what do? You read book on relationship. Are you following? You want to make money, what should you do? You read book on money. But some of us waste a lot of time without using it on something that will empower us. Please invest in your study, invest in mental development. By the grace of God, I don't allow any day to pass by without exposing myself to information. Yes, I am a busy man and sometimes I don't have time bringing out books to read, but I must listen to somebody. You understand? I must listen to my mentors. I must listen to an ebook. Are you following? I must listen to either audio book, either messages, or some talks like that. You get to increase what I know for me to be relevant in the society. And of course, I create all time occasionally to also study the hard copies. If you want to make good result, but you don't devote time in your study, it doesn't happen that way. You need to give attention to your mind. And of course, I have a number of books that I feel they are going to be helpful to you. There's one of my book titled The Power of Information. Read that book, it's going to help you. The subtitle of that book is The Poor Look for Job, the Rich Look for Opportunity. Are you with me? The other one is called My Health, My Priority. What most doctors wouldn't tell you is on health matters. Then I have the other one that is very powerful for young people, and that is handling the youth and their youthfulness. None of them is above 1,000 naira. All right? They are 1,000 naira each. So my books are very cheap. And I have the working question that has to do with different questions, and some others in pipeline. All of these things are for your mental consumption. But some of us are only concerned about what will enter the mouth. Want to eat and eat your future. Want to you want to look good, even when your brain is not looking good. Christmas is coming. You will make sure that your hair tie matches with your footwear, and matches with your t-shirt, and matches with your fingernails. The color will also be in your lips. Everything to match, even when your destiny is not matching your brain. You want to know about every latest fashion, even when you know nothing about your future. Please, I want to encourage you. If you must experience holistic approach to life, you must give attention to these three aspects of human endeavor. That is the spirit, the soul, and the body. I'm going to stop at the soul for today. All right? So that in my next edition, I'm going to start from where I stop in the soul, then finish up that of the body, which is very, very important too. Are you with me? But on the mind, remember in the soul I'm talking about, I've only talked about the mind. All right? The mind, why I chose to spend so much time on the mind, because the mind is like the engine that controls every aspect of our life. And any day you stop developing the mind, you start dying. Any day you stop learning, you start dying. Are you with me? Invest in your mind. Invest in your future. Are you with me? Please invest in yourself. If you are talking about self-investment, there are basic aspects you need to invest in. Number one, you need to invest in your talent. Are you gifted? Yes, every one of us is. Find the area of your talent and invest in them. Second place you need to invest is in skills. I told you I have the aim of raising student entrepreneurs. I want to raise students that will not go to higher institution and call their parents for everything. Ask for line with go sorting. Send me money for my bra. I want to buy a new one. Just things that you can take care of yourself. I am saying this because I know it is possible. I know it is what? Possible. After all, me, my secondary and university education, no man contributed a dime. No person. When I say a dime, I mean a dime. I sponsored it myself, but God helped me anyway. What I'm saying is that you can do that. It is all about the way you develop yourself. Don't just be a human being without unleashing the full potential of human race. Invest in your mind, invest in yourself, invest in your talent, invest in your skills. Are you following? And then invest in your area of specialization. Each one of us has the area that we feel comfortable doing. I usually ask people if everything you need in this life should be provided for you, every money to spend is already available. What do you think you are going to use the rest of your life to do? Enjoyment. It's an indication you don't have, let me not say you don't have future. See, Ima, sometimes do you know that if every of your plan is about yourself, you are myopic? Yes, if every plan you have in this life is just about how to make yourself comfortable, you are not doing well. Because each one of us should help each other. For example, what I'm saying now, you can as well say so. But why won't you say so? You may not have developed your mind to do so. Are you with me? Now, if all I'm doing is just to what will benefit me, at the end of the day, lives under my care will not be affected. Life is worth living when your life affects other people. But the measure of success, in my own definition, is not the amount of money in your bank account, is the amount of impact you are making on other people's life. You understand? So because some of us, the reason why we want to be comfortable, want to make money, want to be in a good position, is so that we can enjoy and then deal with our enemy. So that anybody that insults you, you'll be a quality war room that CPS. Anybody that says work at you, you spend the rest of his life in jail because you have the money. But that's not the essence of human. Let's not think of yourself alone. That's the point. All these things start from the mind. It starts from the scope of the life you want to live. It starts from the plan you are making for yourself. So that's why I said, please ensure you invest on yourself. If there are people you need to go to, please go to them and learn. If there are books you need to buy, starve yourself and buy that book. Do you understand me? You must learn to delay gratification. Some of us, what we do is that we want to have everything we want now. Please don't have everything now. You have everything now, tomorrow is going to be boring. Are you following me? Life is interesting when it is progressive. Do you understand me? Yesterday you were unable to find food, and today you can find food. You thank God for yesterday, and it gives you the energy to proceed. The other day you are trekking, this time around you can enter bike, enter keke, you can afford the transport fare. It makes life interesting. Are you following? Until the time when you cannot buy your own ride, life become interesting. And there is no position in this life that you stay for a long time that will not be boring. I'm telling you. This is one of the reasons why white men sometimes they live their luxurious life. They come to remote places like Africa, try to mingle with people, enter bushes, try to feel life. Of course, do I need an apology to tell you that you live in bush? Do you understand me? Because life is interesting. Variety, if they say, is the spice of life. Learn to delay gratification. That's what I'm talking about. Do you understand? Somebody gives you money, must you spend that money? Must you? You say yes. No problem. Tomorrow, let me see what investment you can do. Savings is simply setting money aside for a mission. You understand? And the investment is simply sending money for a mission. You must save to invest. No, each one of you are getting money. Of course, if you should calculate how much you spent on recharge card this year, it is capable of buying it. Okay. You understand? Not to talk of data. If you should calculate how much you spend on data, it may even be enough to buy a Mercedes Benz. But you now see that you spend those money and your life is still where you are. Learn to delay gratification. That is it. All the prices. Please, I want to encourage you Try as much as you can to invest in your future. If you fail to develop yourself for the future will not be able to serve you. Try as much as you can to delay gratification. Give attention to your mind, mental development. I'm going to talk about the will. I will talk about other aspects of the soul in my next class. But I want to stop by telling you your life is going to see development to the proportion of your mental development. You cannot grow beyond what you are you with me? Information is power. You cannot grow beyond what you know. If you want to grow more, just know more. You understand me? Try to invest in your development now. Leave play, leave film, leave Facebook, leave all Instagram, leave all these things. You understand? Cut the time you spend on all of those things. I know a young boy. He is very active online, but he said I enter Facebook 2 times in a week. And that 2 times in a week, I can't spend more than 20 to 30 minutes. That is called discipline. Are you following me? If he's going there, he knows why he's going there. And he goes there to put content that he has created. You understand? If there's anyone that's going to respond, he will respond to them in next time he's visiting it and use other time for other things. Put boundaries in your life. Delay gratification. Don't just want to have it. Am I speaking to you? Because this is your morning time. I told you the other time that human beings have 3 stages in life. And that is the morning, the afternoon, and the night. The morning is from 0 to 25 years, which is time of preparation, which is time of training, time of acquiring degrees, time of acquiring skills. You're supposed to be a graduate before you're at 25. You understand me? If you are not, then you are late. Not this one that some of us are almost 30 something years, you are seeking for admission. I need to get you annoyed for you to know that you have wasted a lot of time in your life already. Then buckle up because you can still amend it. But there are some persons who have not wasted so much time because they are too young, but they will still waste time after now because they don't have a place. Anybody who doesn't know where he's going, every destination becomes his bus stop. Are you with me? If you don't know where you're going in life, I want to tell you, you will not know when you get there. But you have a focus. You will have a totality of human being. So a half human being is the one who doesn't give attention to other aspects. But a complete human being is the one that gives attention. Take this anatomy of human personality, take it to assimilate them, and I know you have a better future. Please, some of these our record are on our online, our YouTube. Emalon, you should come and pay me for advertising you. You can go there and listen to these things again. Like there's this aspect of the mind. I didn't finish it very well because of time. But there is a talk on my YouTube where I talked about the power of the mind. And I was so extensive, both the power, the characteristics of the mind, and what it has to do in our YouTube years. Oman Creative Foundation. Thank you so much for your time. I hope to meet you again. Oman Creative Foundation. God bless you.